They did fake the moon landing. That's a fact, whether people realize it or not.
Okay, but we weren't there. So let's just go on what we know in terms of facts, and I'm going to call it a theory.
Okay, you're so
Just
polite.
for fun. I'm just trying to, well, I'm going to have to steel man some of the arguments against you. You know, obviously. I mean, this is a fascinating but yet very challenging subject. I think today more people are aware of the insanely widespread deception that the government was involved in during the same time as the moon landing. I think this is important. And I know a lot of people who get very angry when you question the moon landing. They use terms like patriotism, they use national pride, like we did this incredible thing, the scientists that we have. I understand what they're saying. I understand where they're coming from entirely. But we have to look at things realistically if we're ever going to get an accurate picture of how the world works. And I think if we look at the time that we're talking about, the Nixon administration, we talk about the Gulf of Tonkin incident where they got us into Vietnam, where it was a bullshit false flag that wound up killing how many people? Was like 1 million people dead because of that?
3 million people, including 58,220 Americans.
Okay, there's that. There's Operation Northwoods during the same time period. Operation Northwoods was a plan that was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff where they were going to initiate false flags to try to get us into a war with Cuba. They were going to blow up a drone jetliner and blame it on Cuba. They were going to arm Cuban friendlies and attack Guantanamo Bay. So there's the Bay of Pigs. There's all these things. There's the Kennedy assassination itself, which they still won't release the files. There's the moon landing. And the moon landing, and then there's Nixon, getting Nixon removed from the White House, which I didn't know was a giant government operation too. Tucker Carlson laid that all out, and I was like, what? And then I read a bunch about it. What he's saying is totally true. This one's the one that people hold on to the most because it's a source of national pride, and it is also like the accomplishments of NASA, the accomplishments of the scientific community, accomplishments of these people that are able to make things like the stealth bomber and all the wild shit that we know that is absolutely real, the space shuttle, SpaceX, all of the amazing engineers and scientists.